Good morning, or afternoon, or evening, whenever you're listening to this.
Or late night.
Or late night, or middle of the night.
I think some people have started watching us. Comedic values.
Oh, yeah,
A lot higher.
Way up
Jimmy
there.
Kimmel.
Absolutely. Who is that? Never heard of her.
You really have never heard
No,
of Jimmy
I
Kimmel?
have.
Yeah.
Anyways, welcome back to New Shores Reload. We have a bonus episode for you
Bonus.
today. Bonus.
I wonder if I can put like a big flashing thing on the when I edit the video.
Yeah.
It just says bonus.
Bonus.
Yeah. Probably not, but
Go ahead.
no, probably because I don't care to find that video and then graft it in and all that. So, yeah.
Sounds like you're lazy.
I only have to work 30 minutes. Well, actually, it's about 42 minutes a week.
Right.
But
Yep.
for some pastors, they work 30 minutes a week. I work 42 minutes a week.
42.
That's why I preach so long.
Now you know, people.
That's why I
You
preach
can
long.
set your clocks. 42 minutes. After that, just get up and walk out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anyways, we have a bonus episode for you. We've already recorded this one.
So it
and
should be
lost it.
So it should be better.
On the camera. Yeah, but that was like a week ago.
It should be better.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
We will see.
We'll let them be the judge of that if
Yes.
it's better or not.
Yes, if you think it's better, just arbitrarily, if you think it's better, let us know.
Yes.
Let us know.
That'd be a good thing.
Anyways, we wanted to come and talk to you a little bit about the vision process and how that's going and what we've kind of reaped from that and where we're at in that.
Is that my cue to talk?
Yeah, that's your cue. Your turn.
Well, let me tell you. Let me tell them first about Auxano.
Yes.
Because Auxano is probably, we need to explain what vision process means.
Mm-hmm.
Auxano is a company that we engaged back at the end of last year. We started meeting. With their guidance, we selected an 11-person vision team that includes the staff and lay people. And it's a cross section. It's a cross section. There's about half men, half women.
Mm-hmm.
There's older, there's middle age, there's younger.
There's people that have been in church for a long time. There's people that have not been at the church for very long.
Yeah. So we just kind of got a cross section of those based on what Auxano kind of told us. And, there is a misconception maybe out there that we've hired a consultant. That gives the idea that this consultant's going to come in and tell us what we need to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
After sitting through 4 sessions, that's not at all what's happened.
Not once.
He has given us some best practices.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, do this or do that. Maybe you want to do this. Maybe you want to get this communication. Maybe you want to communicate it in this way.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you want to, like last time, maybe you want to build your church calendar in a way to really hone in on those big events so that you can capture people afterwards. So that's some of the stuff he's doing. But primarily what he's doing is he's helping us to uncover who we are as a church. What is our church DNA?
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, because I think when we talk about this, I think everybody's going to be like, oh, yeah, that's us. But being able to put some language around it so that everybody can understand, you know. And so that's kind of what we've been doing.
Yeah, it's been really, really great. It's not a guy coming in and being like, right, this is what you want to be, and this is how you get to that point. Like, that's not it at all. It's been, what are you? What is New Shores? Where does it fit in the kingdom? What is it doing for the kingdom? And how can we make that more focused and better?
Yeah,
that's all it is.
Their phrase is, in this vision framing process, is we want to help you find out what you can do better than 10,000 other churches. Mm-hmm. And so we've said that. He said that, how many times? Over and over.
10,000 times.
What do you do better than 10,000 other churches? And so through a process of 11 of us getting in a room and being in a room now for 36 hours over 24 hours. Yeah. 4 meetings, 6 hours at a time. Mm-hmm. And then having homework on top of it, which, by the way, have you started your homework yet?
Absolutely. I've already done all of it.
Wow. Usually you wait till the night before.
Pretty
Probably
much.
what you did in college and high school too, right? Waited till the night before, cram.
Actually, high school, I never even had to study or anything.
Wow.
Because I didn't go to real school.
Because you're that smart.
Yeah.
Totally.
Totally.
But anyway, we spent a lot of time and a lot of brain power
Mm-hmm.
Some of those
Yeah, we
sessions
split
you're
into
like,
groups
oh my
and worked
goodness,
on things.
Can you just give it to us?
Came back and consolidated.
Like sometimes I've just been like, Kent, can you just give it to us?
I know, yeah.
Like you know it, just give it to us. Like you've done this for a long time, but he wouldn't do that. He would make us
work through it.
But anyway,
so it's been a lot of fun. It's been great. It's a great team. I love our meetings.
Yeah, they are very, very fun.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very fun, but also hard work.
Yeah,
hard work.
It's not easy.
Hard work, but fun. So we came down to our kingdom concept, and the kingdom concept really is boiled down to one word,
mm-hmm.
and then there's a phrase that comes out of that word that we worked on. And again, this is all stuff that team has come up with. That one word is what?
Family.
Family. So explain
that. That's what I was going to ask you to do. No. Anyways, what we do best, what we do better than 10,000 other churches is family. Like when you walk through the doors of New Shores or just get into the parking lot, you're welcomed as part of the family. Like you're here, we will welcome you with open arms. We're going to laugh with you. We're going to welcome you as you are. We love family. But then also you have the family aspect of that as far as kids ministry and youth ministry goes. We want to help cultivate your family as a part of our family.
And that's really where, when you get down to what do we do better than 10,000 other churches, we do family. But our kingdom concept, the one thing that we do is we cultivate relationships with children
mm-hmm.
to bridge families in the community.
Mm-hmm.
So meaning that we are really, really strong. Come tonight. Like this is a Wednesday morning.
Wednesday night.
Like we are really strong at building relationships with children.
Mm-hmm.
Really strong.
Very intentional about it.
And so how do we leverage that now to reach families? Because I think as I say this, there's probably people watching this saying, oh yeah, duh. Like that's why we reach children. Yeah, we mm-hmm. want children to respond to the gospel. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not just about children. It's about reaching their families.
Yeah.
So how do we do that? We cultivate those relationships. We build those relationships with children through our Wednesday night programs, whether it be youth or children. And we use that to bridge families. Now, honestly, this is where when I started talking to Kent about him coming here, before
mm-hmm.
we ever signed anything, before we ever agreed on anything, this is where I felt like we needed the most help.
Mm-hmm.
Right? How do we use the relationships we built with children to reach the families? And that's where here in a few months we're going to get into some strategy.
Yep.
Right? How exactly are we going to go about this? A great thing that happened, though, let me just give you an example. I think I said it on Sunday. Easter.
Mm-hmm.
We have built relationships with children on Wednesday nights. We sent out flyers for like 3 or 4 weeks on Wednesday nights. Hey, we're having this big Easter egg hunt. We're shooting the Easter egg cannons. And you saw what happened on Easter.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of those Wednesday night kids came with their families.
Yep.
And so that's just one very
mm-hmm.
recent example of how that works. So then we have mission and values. That's the last 2 sessions we've had with Kent.
Mm-hmm.
We've been working on our mission and values. And so can you tell me, like, what's the difference, Preston, between kingdom concept and mission?
I'd say like kingdom concept is who we are, what we do.
It's DNA.
Yeah, it's the DNA of the church. And then the mission would be like the arrow that's what happens. You know what I mean? I don't know. I ain't good with words.
That's how we live that out. That's how that DNA fleshes out.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Is the mission and the values, right? So give the example. I know you can do that.
Yeah, so
give
the
example of the arrow, mission and values.
Yeah, so if the mission and values is the arrow, the kind of, if the church is, soldier is not a really good analogy that way. Anyways, the arrow is going, right? Getting something done. The point of the arrow, the tip of the arrow is our mission. Like the arrowhead is the mission of the church. And then the fletching on the back of it, which is like little feathers, those are our values that keep the mission in the correct direction that we're going. You can still shoot an arrow with no fletching on it, but who knows where it's going to go. So you need the fletching on there to make sure that the mission stays true and straight. And so that's the mission and the values. The values is the fletching.
So the mission actually it's the thing that accomplishes what we're here to do,
mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
The values or the culture is another way to say it. The
mm-hmm.
culture that's at the church.
Yeah.
That's what keeps the mission flying straight.
Right.
right?
Right.
Like, so if you lose one of the values or two of the values, what happens?
But it's no longer who we are. We go off mission because it's not us.
Yeah, you're not hitting the target.
Right.
Right. You're not hitting the target, which is families.
Mm-hmm.
So our mission statement that we came up with is building strong families by equipping them for vibrant life in Christ now, or life in Jesus. We went back and forth with Christ and Jesus, and I can't get that yet. But building strong families by equipping them for vibrant life in Jesus.
Yeah.
And so this next session that we're going to have in May, we're actually going to talk about what is a measure for a vibrant life in Christ. What does that look like? What is a vibrant life in Jesus? What does that look like?
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to be able to explain that, but you'll have to wait till after May meeting to explain that. But what does that look like? Because I know that like, well, what does a vibrant life in Jesus look like?
Yeah,
we'll be able to tell you. In about a
and
month,
we'll
be able to tell you.
Through all this, like I don't know, it's really easy whenever you get in trying to phrase these things. It's easy to just kind of throw words up there like, yeah, man, it sounds good. Yeah, you have these phrases and church sayings and whatnot. And I mean, every time Ken's like, okay, what does that mean? I go, you know what it means. He's like, so I have my opinion of what it means, but my opinion is different than your opinion. And so we had to, I mean, it was hard work, man. A ton of stuff. I mean, just small things. And he's like, words matter. Words build worlds. Words build words. Worlds is what he said a lot. And he's not wrong. Worlds. Like, man, we got to be intentional. Not just about what we do, but what we say and how we phrase all this. So that it's clear, concise, and everybody knows what it means.
Yeah. So what about values?
Values.
What is our culture? By the way, before we get there, explain to them what we were supposed to do, what we wrote down. We did this on the back end in the first video. I want to do this on the front end. We're supposed to have how many values?
Yes, we were supposed to have 4 to 6 values.
4 to 6 values. Why is that?
Because if you have more than that, it gets convoluted. It's hard to remember.
So this was drilled into our head.
It just gets foggy.
For 30 minutes.
Clearing his ass. I'm telling you, like even the mission statement. Just was like, oh yeah, that was simple. That probably took y'all 10 minutes. No. No, we wrote like 53 of them, and all of them were. I mean, he even had like 12. Was it 12 words? Couldn't be longer than 12 words.
Can't be longer than 8 to 12 words.
Yeah. So we had these, and so we had to sit there and condense it down and be like, yeah, now pull that word out.
We got it down to 11.
Yeah. Anyways, so values, 4 to 6.
4 to 6.
What we can do, we are more valuable than 10,000 other churches.
More valuable.
Kent has never let anybody have more than 6. We have 7.
And why do we have 7?
Because of Kent.
Because it's the number of completion.
Well, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But Kent even said
Can we get into some numerology, some biblical numerology? Yeah. Maybe that's our next bonus episode.
There you go.
We can go through and tell them every number in the Bible and what it signifies.
Yes. And take out specific verses.
And then we can do like that preacher 12, I showed you, like there were 13 letters in Judas Iscariot's name.
Yeah.
No, we won't
Terrible.
do that. We won't do that.
Terrible. If you know anybody,
that's not part of our culture, so we won't do that.
They need to chill.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Okay, so what are our values?
Yeah. Let's get to values. So values. Value number 1. Welcome to family.
Welcome to the family.
Welcome to the family.
When you show up, like we hear this over and over again. Again, these are not things that we've come up with like, hey, we hope we're this.
Yes.
No, these are like, this is our culture. This is who we are. When you show up, I hear over and over again. Now, there may be some that don't have this same experience. I admit we're not perfect. But when people show up here, what I hear over and over and over again is it felt like family. It felt like I was home. It felt so comfortable, so warm, so friendly. And so the first value we have, and by the way, these are sort of in order.
Yeah. To a point, kind of.
They might next time. They might be more in order, but they kind of flow. Welcome to the family. When you show up, hey, welcome to the family. We're always looking for new family members. So welcome to our family.
Yep.
Second one,
extend that grace.
Extend that grace. It kind of goes with welcome to the family.
It does.
Because you're not going to have people feel like family if you're not extending grace to them.
Yes, if you're going to judge them,
the person that's tatted up, the person that's got piercings everywhere, they walk in. If you're not extending grace to them, if you're judging them, and let's just face it, everybody has walked into church before and felt judged. Everybody.
Yeah.
Like everybody has walked into church and thought, "Oh man, what are they thinking about me?" Right? I had that with our drummer.
Yeah.
He asked us that.
Yeah.
After he came, what did people think? Listen, here's the thing: at New Shores, we're going to extend that grace. We're not going to be those people that judge a book by its cover.
Right.
We're going to get to know people.
Yep.
So welcome to the family. Extend that grace.
Because we know the grace has been extended to us.
Absolutely.
Right. We all have a past. We all have a history. Some of us have proof of it on our skin. Some of us don't.
Some of us have proof of it on our police record.
Yeah.
Some of us have proof
don't.
of
Yeah.
it.
Some of us did the exact same thing, just didn't get caught. It's just.
And some of us, like myself, we were raised in church,
Mm-hmm.
right? Dennis the Menace. That was the worst trouble I ever got into. Was shooting BBs at things I shouldn't have shot at.
Yeah.
Which I'm now living that through my sons, but I'm paying for my raising. But at the same time, I still had a record with God.
Mm-hmm.
I still had a past.
Yeah.
I still had baggage.
Yeah. And
Right.
so we.
My baggage was a little different. I was more like legalistic baggage.
Yeah.
So we're gonna
Possibly
extend that
worse.
grace.
Anyways, yeah.
We're gonna
Because
extend that
we
grace.
know the grace that's been extended to us.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And then we're going to stand on truth.
Unashamedly.
It doesn't take long for you to be here
To know that
to realize
that's us.
we're going to stand on the truth of God's word. Like, that's just who we are. Unashamedly, boldly,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to proclaim the truth of God's word. And if you don't like it, take it up with God.
Yeah. Probably not the church for you.
Like, yeah,
And we got to be okay with that.
Not the church for you if you don't like to stand on truth. If you want to be wishy-washy with truth and everybody has their own truth,
Mm-hmm.
this probably isn't the place for you.
Mm-hmm.
And let me just say this, because we're right here. Like, I said that in my sermon Sunday when I kind of mentioned some of this,
Mm-hmm.
but we have to get past this idea that we're a church for everybody.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. We'd love for everybody to come. I think we're a pretty awesome church myself. But yeah, we're not a church for everybody. We're not going to fit everybody's needs, because when you try and do that, and I think almost every church in America has been this in the past,
Mm-hmm.
you're a church for nobody.
Yeah.
What are your values? What's your kingdom concept? What's the one thing you do better than 10,000 other churches? If you're trying to get...
Well, we do it all.
You try and spread
we
the
do
umbrella.
It all. We do it all.
So
what you end
big,
up
right?
doing is watering down, because you only have limited resources.
Mm-hmm. We have
right?
limited resources, limited volunteers,
have
limited time, limited building.
We have a certain set of people here,
Mm-hmm.
and the culture, the values, are going to come out of who's a part of the church,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Yep.
so, you just have to be ready for and willing to say that we're not a church for every single person.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to meet every single person's cup of tea. We're not going to be that for
Mm-hmm.
those. And that's a hard thing for some people to get their minds around. So that's why I brought it up. Like, it's really hard to think about we're not a church for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want everybody to be saved? Absolutely. Do we want everybody to come to the gospel and come to Jesus and be saved? Absolutely. But are we the ones responsible for that? No. And I feel like if we were responsible for that, there wouldn't be any other churches in our area. If we were responsible for everybody in our area
Mm-hmm.
coming to know Jesus,
Mm-hmm.
there wouldn't be multiple churches in the area.
Yep.
Right? There just wouldn't.
Yep.
And so we have to get past that. So if you're not part of our values, if you don't fit in well, because here's the thing about values. When we talk about values, this is something that when you come in as a guest, when a guest comes in and they say, "Oh, you know what? I just can't extend grace. I'm more judgmental. I'm just judgmental by nature." Or when they come in and say, "Well, I don't know if we can really stand on the truth of God's word." We've got a decision to make. Either we've got to tell them this might not be the place for you,
Mm-hmm.
or we've got to change our values.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't coexist.
Yeah.
In that frame. So welcome to the family.
Mm-hmm.
Extend that grace.
Mm-hmm.
Stand on truth.
Mm-hmm.
And here's one of my favorite ones. Don't be fake.
Don't be fake.
Just don't be
Like,
fake.
that doesn't help you. That doesn't help anybody around you. You're not fooling God. So, I mean, what is the point? But this has been a staple in American church for how long?
Absolutely.
Like, man, just, yell, scream at the kids on the way to church, and then, all right, put that mask on. Hey, everything's fine, man, brother.
It brings
it's
me
fine,
back to
it's
something
great,
that happened
it's
in
fine.
Bible times when you go and study the word. Like, one of the words that came up during Don't Be Fake is be sincere.
Mm-hmm.
And if you remember that word, sincere, it literally means without cracks. Like, it literally means, so what would happen is a clay pottery,
Mm-hmm.
piece of pottery, what would happen if it fell and broke? They would put that back together and they would kind of hide the imperfections.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if something was sincere, it would mean that no, it's complete, it's whole. You're seeing it as it is. It's
Yes.
not hiding anything.
Yeah.
Right? We're not hiding any cracks. And so if you have cracks, which we all do,
Mm-hmm.
if you have hiccups, which we all do, if you have hang-ups, which we all do, it should be okay. Why? Because we're part of a family, and
Mm-hmm.
we're extending enough grace that you can be who you are. You
Mm-hmm.
don't have to be fake here.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be fake, there's plenty of other churches in the area I'm sure you can be fake at.
Yep. This ain't church for you.
This ain't the church for you.
We're gonna be real.
Why?
Be
Why is
genuine.
it? Why is it important that we're not fake though?
Because it's worthless. Like it's doesn't help anybody, and
It
that's
doesn't grow you closer to
yeah.
Jesus.
It doesn't bring you closer to Jesus. It doesn't bring you closer to others. So I mean, if you're constantly being fake and saying you're not what you are, and things like that, you can't complain about. I don't really have a relationship here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, you don't, because you ain't who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Other people are trying to have a relationship with somebody that you're not. So of course you're not going to feel like you belong here,
Yeah.
because you're not who you are.
That also goes back to, just don't be fake in that. Don't come here and act like you're the most spiritual, godly person,
Mm-hmm.
and then live like the devil the rest of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's not helping the church. That's not helping you. That's not helping the kingdom,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because
In
people,
fact, detrimental to the
people
kingdom.
you work with, they know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
They know how you act during the week.
Yeah.
So then you come up and say, "Let's go to church," and then they end up coming to church with you if they do, and then they see that you've put this mask on. They're like, "Wow, that guy's fake.
Mm-hmm.
That lady's fake."
Yeah.
Like, I
And then
don't
they're
know
like,
that
man,
guy."
I bet everybody at that church is that way.
Absolutely. So,
No.
welcome to the family.
Mm-hmm.
Extend that grace.
Mm-hmm. Stand
We're
on
gonna
truth.
Stand on truth. We're not going to be fake, and we're going to keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
We're going to keep it simple.
Because
If you've
it's-
noticed, we're pretty simple around here.
We are. We have simplified a lot.
We have simplified a
I
ton.
mean-
We've gotten rid of a ton because
Yeah.
it was complex.
Mm-hmm.
Church was complex.
Very.
And if you're anything like me, like last night, we ended up not having baseball practice. We were supposed to have a game Monday night. It got rained out.
Mm-hmm.
We were supposed to have baseball practice last night. Well, there was a question whether we were going to have baseball practice. We ended up not having baseball practice. And I'm telling you, my life right now, with one that was in track, one that was in tennis, and then baseball, is every night of the week. We got
Mhm.
something going on.
Yep.
I don't need church calendars to make it more complex.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe they do. Maybe they just sitting around wondering what they're going to do tonight. But
Maybe.
we've got plenty of stuff going on that we
Mhm.
don't need to just add stuff to the calendar just to add stuff to the calendar.
Right.
So they can have churchy stuff to do. So we're going to keep it simple.
Mhm.
Now, I asked in our meeting, can we add the other S? Because some of y'all know the KISS method. And that makes sense to me because it is me. Keep it simple,
Stupid.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because we need those who are new to church to understand that it's not about activity.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about doing a bunch of stuff
Yeah.
at the
We're not
church.
going to just add stuff just to add it to do it.
We're going to keep it simple.
Keep it simple, and then everything we do. I said do.
Do.
Anyway, everything we do. Is that better? Is that more correct?
Yes.
I don't
Yes.
Anyways, we are going to do with a purpose to accomplish our mission.
Yes. So
It's
everything
not,
we
it's
do
not
is
just
going to
be something to do.
So
or it's
everything
not
we
just
do
gonna
is going to be
well, this
filtered
is what
through that funnel, right?
This is what that thing, like women's ministry. Oh, that's just what women's ministry does, because that's what all women ministries does. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to do it to accomplish our mission and our kingdom concept, because that's where the church is going. So we're not going to have a ministry do something that the church isn't going towards.
We call that sideways energy.
Right.
And that's what has happened at our church in the past. That is what's happened at other churches right now that we're trying to get away from.
Mm-hmm.
Because as that arrow is flying, that arrow of mission is flying. If we have somebody pulling off to the right or to the left, guess what? We're going to miss the target.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to slow the arrow down.
Mm-hmm.
Our arrow has to be aimed at the target, and that target is going to be the filter through which we focus everything.
Right.
There's going to be laser focus. And so you come up and say, well, I want to do this. Right. How does it help us with our mission?
Mm-hmm.
How does it help us with our kingdom concept?
Yep.
And we're going to keep it simple.
Mm-hmm. Keep it simple. We only have X number of volunteers. We have X number of time. We have X number of dollars. So there's no reason to convolute it and make
We don't
it
have money trees out there?
complex. No, we don't. Even though
Well,
money is paper, so technically it is any tree, but nope,
well, and
not
cotton,
ours.
And cotton.
Yeah, that's true.
And cotton.
We got plenty of jeans.
Whatever.
Anyways,
So, welcome to the family.
mhm.
Extend that grace.
Stand on truth.
Don't be fake. Keep it simple.
Mhm.
Got to be fun.
It's got to be fun.
It's got to be fun.
It's got to be fun.
We like to have fun.
we
If
have
you
fun
can't
here.
tell from our
We-
videos here,
yeah.
we like to have fun.
This is the culture, and you I'm sure you know. Like, I mean, you are who you are. You come to New Shores, I hope. You enjoy fun also. I haven't met anybody that comes to New Shores.
But that doesn't mean that everything is going to be fun.
You guys need to just not have as much fun.
Like when we're taking communion,
mm-hmm.
we're not saying how can we make this fun? Like,
right.
No, that's not what we're saying. We're saying like the overall culture. When you walk in on Sunday morning, you're going to hear laughter. Mm-hmm. You're going to hear people cutting up. You're going to hear people, poking fun at one another. Yeah. Part of fun is you don't see anybody here on Sunday mornings with a suit on. Mm-hmm. Like, hard to have fun in a suit.
It is. It can be done.
It can be done, but it's a whole lot harder than flip-flops and shorts. Now, I'm not advocating everybody wear flip-flops and shorts, but we do have some people that do. Mm-hmm. And nobody cares. Why? Yeah. Because we're extending that grace.
That's right. And we're having fun.
Yeah. Like, we're going to have fun.
And we're family.
And we have fun in staff meeting. We have fun in the office. Mm-hmm. Like,
we have fun on Sunday mornings.
I tried to have fun in my sermon Sunday when I tried to throw that joke out there about Isaac and being 12, and nobody laughed.
I did.
But
I did.
Yeah. Anyway.
I thought it was awesome.
But
I work with teenagers. So.
That's a great joke. Should I remind him of that joke?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I asked Sunday morning why did Isaac, why was he 12 years old when Abraham went to sacrifice him? He ended up not sacrificing him, but why was he 12 years old? Because if he'd have been a teenager, it wouldn't have been a sacrifice.
That's right.
All right. Abraham would have been more than happy to take his son up on the mountain. But anyway. Yep. And then the seventh one that makes us more valuable than any
10,000 other
church that Kent and Auxano has ever worked with. We're more valuable than them. Sorry, churches that Auxano has worked with. Sorry, you can't. I know
all of y'all are watching this.
Sorry, you can't be as valuable as us, but it is time to serve.
It's time to serve.
It's time to serve.
Time to serve. And we have a fantastic volunteer base here at New Shores.
They rock.
Yes.
They rock.
You call Terry a rock star. There are rock stars all on their own.
Well, those volunteers make us look like rock stars.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Because without y'all, we couldn't make anything happen, Yeah. Very limited. Very few things could happen at all. Like, maybe we could get through a Sunday morning. It would not be good. It wouldn't be great. It wouldn't be good. But you guys are awesome. And there's always a place to serve. That's how Reload began, was on our series of service. So go back and watch those again if you need to be versed on where you can serve and how you can serve.
Yeah, and we're going to be coming up with more.
It's time to serve here.
Over the course of the next few months, you're going to be seeing things roll out where you can volunteer more. I know there's some things that I'm working on right now where people have already stepped up and said, yeah, I'll help in that area. And so there's going to be more areas where you can serve. But the bottom line is if you're part of New Shores, if you're part of the family, all of us serve. None of us sit and watch.
Right.
None of us spectate. Because the culture here is that we serve. Now, do we have fun doing it? Absolutely. We have fun doing it. And some people may say, well, Wednesday nights is not very fun. I guarantee you we have fun while we're doing it. There's laughter.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of like do what I'm telling you to do. But
it's not easy. But nothing's easy.
Well, if it's worth doing.
Right. It's going to be hard.
It's going to be hard.
And there's times it's hard.
Nothing worth doing is easy.
There's some Wednesday nights where I'm just like, man, I just had a great time. Like, I'm not even really that exhausted. I didn't have to yell at that many kids.
We've got one set of volunteers that they have fun right after Wednesday night. Every Wednesday night. They go and get a milkshake at Sonic.
Yep.
Every Wednesday night.
Yep.
So, I would like to do that, but I'm on a diet.
Yeah, you don't need to do that.
I've already been told I look fat on video, so.
Is she wrong?
No, she's not wrong. She's not wrong. So I'm working on that. All right, I'm working on that. But man, I wish she would have seen this values video before she told me that.
Yeah.
She actually told my wife, which is worse. My wife overheard her. But
that's awesome.
She should have extended that grace. but she didn't.
I think she has for a long time.
She has. She's held her tongue for a long time, and it finally came out, and that's okay.
It's awesome.
That's okay.
Anyways,
we love her.
We do.
She knows who she is. She'll be watching this because she watches everyone.
Yep.
So we love her, and I've already told her I called her out on the one that didn't get aired. So I had to bring it back up.
There you go.
Just so she'll know that we're thinking about her. We love her.
Absolutely.
Talk about a service rock star.
Yes.
She's like.
Absolutely.
She's like.
If anybody could have a pass to not show up and serve, it's her. And yet, every
True
Wednesday,
story.
she's here.
True story.
Every Sunday, she's here.
True story.
If anything needs to be done, she's willing to do it.
Yep. There's no doubt about that.
Yep.
No doubt. Let me give you another example. Of service before we wrap up here. So I ran into a younger couple in our church on Easter Sunday morning. All right, it was like, I forget what time I got here. It was pretty early, 7:30, something like that. And I went to the donut shop to get our donuts for, breakfast, so we'd have plenty of food for the guests. And as I was coming out, I saw this couple. They were coming out as I was going in. And she had shorts on and a T-shirt, and he kind of had some pants and a T-shirt. And I said, "You aren't really dressed for Easter, are you?" And I knew they were going to be here. Like, I knew they weren't skipping church. And her husband said, "Well, actually, she's going up because she feels like the toilets need to be scrubbed before the guests get there." And so she came up. Nobody asked her to do this.
Mm-hmm.
She's one of our Wednesday night volunteers. She saw that the toilets were not clean to her standards, at least. You know how that is.
Mm-hmm.
Women and men have totally different standards for clean.
Yeah.
But at least at my house, that's how it works. But anyway, she came up here, no fanfare. Nobody asked her to. I'm sure nobody saw her do it.
Mm-hmm.
She came up here and scrubbed toilets on Easter Sunday morning before anybody got here. And I may be the only one other than her husband that knows she did it.
I don't even know who you're talking about.
So it's incredible when you can serve and you get in that mindset. It's incredible what you can do for the kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
And you think, oh, scrubbing toilets, that's no big deal. Actually, it is a big deal. Because a guest could have walked in there and said, "Man, these bathrooms are like super clean. They care."
Mm-hmm.
And we have a cleaning crew. But that's another topic for another day.
It is.
So if you've got cleaning issues, then just know we're going to ask you to scrub the toilets or pay for a better cleaning service, let's put it that way. But anyway, that was just another example of somebody serving that just went above and beyond without even being asked. Just saw a need, meets a need.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
Yep. You guys are awesome. And if you haven't been serving, it's time to get off the bench. Get in the game.
Time to get in the game. Man, I'm telling you, you're missing out on a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you are missing out on a blessing if you're not serving in the church.
Yep.
I'm just telling you. And you're also really hurting yourself in growing in Christ if you're not serving. Just the bottom line. So anyway, there it is.
Yeah.
Bonus episode.
Yep.
Kingdom concept.
There it is.
Mission, values.
There you go.
One word.
There will be a test on Sunday.
One word.
So we expect you to memorize all this before Sunday.
Yeah. You've got it memorized?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we just did all that with no notes whatsoever.
Yeah. Just off the top of our head.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's on a laptop, so it's not notes.
Oh, okay.
That's right. Notes are like written down. Pretty sure.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, you're weird. Okay.
Anyways, so we will see y'all later. Hope you have a great day. Hope you relate to this. I hope you see that, man, that is who we are here at New Shores. And
give us some feedback.
Yeah.
Give us some feedback. Shoot us a text, shoot us an email.
Hey, I think you're wrong on that. Okay. Let's talk about that, man. Let's have that conversation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt.
Because we've been wrong before. And we'll be wrong again. So.
Are you sure? You sure we'll be wrong again?
I know I will be. I don't know about you.
Well, I'm the senior pastor.
Yeah, so.
Senior pastor's never wrong, right?
Never.
Yeah, never.
About anything.
No.
Yep. Anyways, we'll see y'all later. Yeah. We got to get ready for Wednesday. Because it's Wednesday. And they're coming.
They're coming.
They're coming.
Like that. They're coming.
Yeah.
That should be a value.
They're coming.
They're coming.
All right. We'll see y'all later. Y'all have a great day. Great rest of the week. We'll see you Sunday.